Welcome to the graduation for the CPO Legacy Academy. I'm going to turn over it to our Masters of Ceremonies, CMC Charles Chubb Smith. Take it over, big guy.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Hey, appreciate it there, Devon. Hey, good morning, Chiefs, Chiefs Mess, family and friends, and guests. I'm Command Master Chief Charles Smith, the Master of Ceremonies for today's graduation ceremony. On behalf of the Enlisted Leadership Foundation, I welcome you to the 2021 Chief Petty Officer Virtual Legacy Academy graduation ceremony for Class 125 TAC 015. Thank you for being here to join in today's celebration. You know, as the pandemic continued in 2020, the foundation shifted to the virtual environment to ensure that all the programs continue to provide leadership and guidance to the enlisted military. I now would like to introduce retired Command Master Chief Jim Rich, the Vice President of the Enlisted Leadership Foundation. Jim, you there, brother?
I think Jim went on Liberty.
Jim may have gone on Liberty.
I'm not on Liberty. You got me?
There he is.
Jim.
All right. Yeah. So no more Liberty. It's all about retirement. But no, from on behalf of the Enlisted Leadership Foundation, first off, Travis Winfield put this one together, the Legacy Academy with David Deary, and he couldn't make it today, and they asked me to fill in. So I'd just like to talk real quick about, we do the LPO Academy, E5s and volunteers leadership for E5s. We do the Foundry, leadership and volunteers for E6s. We do CPO Pride Day. We're doing the CPO Leadership Academy or the Legacy Academy. And the pandemic isn't stopping us. The pandemic was a bump in the road. The pandemic happened and everybody reorganized. We jumped on Zoom. So we couldn't march and have Pride Day. We had Pride Day. We're having the Legacy Academy right now. And this is a testament to the Chiefs Mess, the resiliency of all of our volunteers and for the participants. And so on behalf of the Enlisted Leadership Foundation, I'd like to thank everybody for their hard work, everything they're putting in. And like McPon West said, you know, it's just beginning for those of you that are getting ready to put on anchors. You put your feet on the gas, you stomp, and you get engaged because we need it in this pandemic, right? You have to think outside of the box for what's going on right now. It is not normal, and we're here. You're here, so let's get it going. Master Chief Smith, back to you.
Hey, I appreciate it, Jim. Hey, thank you for those kind words. Thank you for the words of encouragement to the selectees. And I'm sure they take it on board. You know, the original academy began in 1990s on board the USS Constitution in Boston to provide a forum for Chief Petty Officer selectees to experience seamanship, community engagement, leadership, and teamwork in their first stages during their transition to Chief Petty Officer. Along with the USS Constitution, there are currently 4 such academies operating independently across the fleet in Hawaii, Washington, and in San Diego. These courses operate alongside Chief initiation to further instill teamwork and heritage into the lives of Chief selectees. For the commands presented here today, on behalf of the volunteers and the foundation, we thank you for you giving us the opportunity to invest in your Chief selects in this year. One of the most important jobs of a chief is to train our reliefs. The initiation process is as much about training our reliefs as it is to prepare new chiefs to don the anchors on January 29th. The last 2 days consisted of the CPO selects having intimate dialogue with some of our military's active and retired leaders, discussing all aspects of leadership, heritage, and life balances. It is now the responsibility of these fine graduates to instill a sense of pride, honor, heritage in every warfighting they guide, mentor, and lead. Chiefs are charged with the burden of the responsibility of being the fountain of knowledge, sharing the heritage learned this week to keep the memory of our Navy's sacrifice alive and being able to relate to today's generation the valor and commitment of serving with honor. We owe those we have gone before us nonetheless. It is my honor to introduce our graduation guest speaker today, Ladies and gentlemen, selectees, please help me welcome our guest speaker today, the Navy's 12th Master Chief Petty Officer of the Navy, Rick West.
Hey, CMC, thank you. Thank you so much. And honestly, I was on with the group a little earlier. I thought that was where I was at, and that's what I was doing, but the CMC squared me away real quick. But hey, just to echo everybody so far, I do want to thank the ELF and others that took the time today. When I look at this group, several CMCs, a CO sitting here amongst you. And I think that's important as to where we are and how we grow into the future. But we are, like everyone said too, we're a Navy on the move, and we're a Navy on the move in a kind of a different time frame with COVID going on. But I would tell you, I look and see all the time Navy leadership talking about getting underway and completing the mission. When we talk about the Chiefs row and we're not normal these days, well, heck, we've never been normal as a Navy. We've always been a Navy on the move since our inception. We go over the horizon, we kick stern cheeks, and that's exactly what we do. We complete the mission. You know, your charge, like I said earlier, to this group is to your people, first and foremost. And when I talk about the people, I'm talking about those under you, those alongside you, and those above you. And it's okay to all of those groups to make sure that you tell them if you see them starting to steer off course. You've got to back each other up. You know, with those anchors on your collars, it is sometimes very, very heavy. Those anchors become. When you get pinned on the 29th, honestly, your effort has just begun, and you're really just starting to learn as Chief Petty Officer. You're going to make mistakes. That's okay. I did, but it's how you make those mistakes and how you recover from those mistakes is what I'm going to judge you, and really probably what the CMCs are going to judge you at, and your command writ large. But hey, know that you need to set and maintain high standards. I've told a lot of groups that this is, like I said earlier, about my 50th session across the Navy with different Chief Petty Officer groups. But if you come in low with your standards, it's hard to get those standards back up if you need to raise them, which you will. Always come in with high standards, maintain those high standards, because at the end of the day, if for some reason you're able to do that as a leader. You have to demand formal communications. You have to take ownership in what you do. You have to be that mentor and that leader, and you need to maintain the high level of professional knowledge. Take something away from every conversation you have at every level with every sailor or leader that you're engaged with, because I think that's important to your growth. Conduct and utilize, and you got to ensure you are forcing procedural compliance. It's what gets us in trouble. If you remember, we live and work in a very unforgiving environment every single day. So we have to always keep our head on a swivel, maintain that forward presence, and make sure your sailors know that, hey, what they do is really, really important. One of the things I always talk about when I have leaders together is the integrity. Make sure that is first and foremost to everything that you do. But at the end of the day, you challenge your warriors. As new chiefs, I'm going to tell you this, there's twice a day that you look in the mirror. This is the time to look in the mirror for self-reflection. In the morning, you need to make sure you're prepared for your workday, and your sailors are too. The worst thing you can do is honestly waste their time. Be prepared. And that's when you should be looking at it and in your mind, have I done everything I needed to do? But at the end of the day, to me, is the most critical time for you. And I think that's when you check yourself as well. And to be a good leader, you got to have your personal buckets in order as well. And when I talk about this, I'm talking about physical, I'm talking about financial, I'm talking about spiritual, not necessarily religion. I'm talking about family, and that all leads up to your mental state. It's like anything. You've got to have yourself whole before you can effectively lead others that are under your charge. And I firmly believe that. And when you see groups like this come together to relay their experiences, that's an important part of your self-awareness and your buckets and being successful. You should really make sure you take the time to thank them before you leave today. But you know what? The Chiefs Mess is absolutely stronger today than it's ever been. It's going to continue to get stronger. through your leadership, through the CMCs that have invested their time, to the captain down here, because it's important. One of the things that, as MCPON, really resonated with me is the fact that I work for two CNOs, CNO Roughhead and CNO Greener. The funny thing about both of those guys, after a 40-year career, they could name their first chief petty officer. Think about that. After 40 years in the Navy, they could name their first chief. Well, why is that? Because that chief invested the time up front in those junior officers to make them successful as well. So when you do get your sailors on a path to be successful, don't you ever forget about the junior officers that you're charged with as well. And, you know, that's part of your forceful backup. But to me, that resonated. And finally, don't be afraid to lead. Don't be afraid to anchor up. You have the power and the know-how to lead your warriors, folks, but do so. You can't lead from behind a computer. I do understand today's age, we have to be there to some degree, but there's nothing better than walking the deck plates, seeing your sailors in action and reinforcing their efforts. And you know what, at the end of the day, you can put, we call it chest candy, or the awards on a sailor all you want. But at the end of the day, the most effective form of award and reward is for you to pat that sailor on the back and say, hey, shipmate, you've done an excellent job. Never, ever forget where you came from either. It's okay to get your hands dirty. I think that's an important part of being a leader. Go back and figure out what your sailors are doing, because that's just going to make you better. And I think the success of our Chief's Mess also depends on that as well. So I would say this: the sailors need for you to get out there and be with them. The Chief's Mess is successful, and it requires, well, a successful Chief's Mess requires it. The officers demand it, and as a MCPON, I honestly expected it. The officers run the Navy, but the chief petty officers make the Navy run. And that's the engine right there. And we have to do that on a day-to-day basis, because our sailors, your sailors, depend on it. Final words, I want you to remember this: there's no author to these. It's an ounce of example is worth a ton of advice. So get out there. I congratulate you. I wished I could be with you, but you know what? You're having a great experience to do this now. I made chief in 1988. I was a chief petty officer for 25 years of my 32 years in the Navy. And I'll tell you straight up, our Chief's Mess is strong. Our Chief's Mess is out there doing what they need to do. And our Chief's Mess has a whole heck of a lot of hoo-yah to it. So be proud. CMC Smith, I'm going to push it back over to you. If you need me to say more, man, I could go on all day about how excited I am for these folks. But to you and all the folks that put this together, you know what, shipmate, this is incredible. We need to continue to force interactions like this, particularly in today's age and with the technology we have. I mean, my goodness, this morning I was on with Stuttgart, Germany, the other night, Japan, Bahrain. I mean, that's pretty awesome that our chiefs and our selects can have these interactions as well. So thank you, shipmate.
Hey, MCPON, hey, thank you, sir. MCPON, you know, you was my guest speaker when I was at HEG San Diego, and your love and passion for Chief's Mess and Selected is evident today, just as it was then. So appreciate your words of encouragement and leadership.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, shipmate, you guys gave me, for speaking there, a bicycle jersey, if I'm not mistaken. I still use that today when I do my rides, and I think about how great that command was that night.
I appreciate it, MCPON. Hey, before we commence the graduation ceremony, there are a few people that merit special recognition, not just for doing their job, but for putting their heart, time, and energy into making the Legacy Academy possible. Our Legacy Academy chairpersons, Master Chief Michelle Hastings and Senior Chief Retired Devon Copeland. Let's give them a round of applause. Unmute it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Yeah.
All right, Michelle and Devon, both of you did a phenomenal job in the meticulous planning, execution, and superb leadership Volunteers like Michelle and Devon help the Holistic Leadership Foundation execute programs throughout the year. We will now commence the graduation ceremony. Command Master Chief Hastings will introduce each graduate. Each graduate will give a brief word of thanks or more if you choose to after Master Chief Hastings announce your name. The graduates of the Week 1 Legacy Academy. Over to you, Master Chief Hastings.
Well, thank you so much. This is quite an honor. There is an amazing group of new chiefs in this academy, and I absolutely cannot wait to see what you guys do with RMS and the direction you take our Navy. So without further ado, we'll start with ISC Select Connie Adams.
CMC. Just want to say thank you to the Enlisted Leadership Foundation for organizing this, to my leaders who have molded me, helped me get here, and to my sailors who have always done an amazing job and helped me to succeed. Thank you.
Thank you, Connie. ADC Select Juan Alvarez Lopez.
Hi, then. I just want to thank my family, my leaders, everybody that supported me to all this time. Also, all the guest speakers. I learned a lot from the course. I really appreciate it. Keep going. Navy Chief, Navy Pride.
That's right, Navy Chief, Navy Pride, Juan. FCC Select David Andrews.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at in the world. I just want to thank my family, thank the leaders, the speakers, everybody that participated the last 2 days, and congratulations, class 1 through 7. Let's crush it.
STG Select Danielle Ariano.
Thank you, Master Chief. Just want to thank everyone that's had a part in making this come together. Never forget where you came from. That's my family right there. This is who I do it for. I also want to thank our Chiefs mess on board, Hawaii's mightiest destroyer, USS Chung-Hoon, DDG-93, and special shout out to Senior Chief Petty Officer Manny Bolton. He's been a great mentor to me, and yeah, that's what I got right there. Thank you.
CSC Select Daniela Vincent Ariugana.
Hello, good morning to everyone. Good afternoon and good evening. Everybody on this group, everybody who put their time to put this together. I'd like to thank you, all my mentors, my family, of course, everybody. Thank you so much, and let's go.
LSC Select Philip Bastari.
Sorry about that. Good afternoon. I just wanted to thank my family, the Milwaukee, Wisconsin Chiefs mess, and just wanted to say supply leads the way. Thank you.
That's right. My LS is used to tell me you can't fly without supply. So no truer words, right? OSC Select Michael Barnett.
Good morning. So I wanted to thank my family, my sailors, as well as the Enlisted Leadership Foundation. Definitely looking forward to sharing some of the experiences I learned with the Chiefs mess during this class and using that in the future. So appreciate it.
ETC Select Gregory Bell.
Sorry about that. Good morning. I just wanted to thank everybody who was involved with setting this up. I want to thank my family, all the sailors that I've worked with above and below me that have gotten me here, because without them, this wouldn't have even been possible. And I want to thank all the speakers for all of your insight and all your nuggets. I'm going to take all those, and I've got a lot of it written down, and I'm going to keep this with me and look back on it every time I need answers. Thank you.
AMC Select Cecilia Benavidez.
Hi, good morning. Thank you. I just want to thank all the speakers for all their words of wisdom. I'm thanking those who put this together. And then I would also like to thank Command Strike Fighter Wing Pacific for allowing me this opportunity to attend this. And then also thank my family. Thank you.
UTC Select Danielle Boyd.
I just want to say thank you to the Chiefs Mess at the White House. Thanks for the opportunity to be here. Hoorah, Seabees, Navy Chief, Navy Pride.
BUC Select Lee Boyles.
I just want to thank everybody that's helped me in my career to get me to where I'm at today. It's not unseen and it will not be forgotten. Thank you again.
LSC Select Leona Cortel.
I just want to thank everyone for this hard work. I really appreciate it, and I want to thank my family and the ELF Foundation. This has been an incredible experience for me, particularly. In other words of wisdom that was passed down, especially from the Mid-Pond, I never had a chance to actually speak one-on-one. Well, but the whole group, I felt like one-on-one, but it was a whole group effort. Thank you so much, and I want to thank my family and my Chief Mess, Welcome Chief Mess, that actually made this possible for us. Thank you.
FCC Select Dusty Dean.
I would like to thank everybody for spending their time and giving us these words of wisdom. My family for driving me to this point, and my sailors for helping me get to it, and the USS Chosen Chiefs Mess. Thank you.
LSC Select Wesley Durow.
I would just like to thank my family, my wife especially, and also my current Chiefs Mess, Nywick Atlantic, and my previous Chiefs Mess, the Abraham Lincoln, which helped me to get to this point. And mainly one shout out to retired Chief LSC Alfred Rios. He was the one who actually helped me turn my career around. Thank you.
CTRC Select Michael Durrell.
I would just like to thank the Enlisted Leadership Foundation. This was excellent training and I took a lot from it. I'd like to thank all my mentors and sailors that got me here and the USS Chung Hoon Chiefs Mess. Thank you.
HMC Select Candy Franklin.
I'd like to thank the Enlisted Leadership Academy for putting this on and making it happen. And a particular shout out to retired HMC Angela Girardi. She put me on this path. And to USNMRTC Guam's Chiefs Mess, thank you for believing in me and making this happen.
MMC Select Juan Gomez.
Thank you, CMC. I just want to thank the Enlisted Leader Foundation and the MCPON for their guidance, wisdom. I'd like to thank my family, first off, and all the sailors that assisted me and to put me in the position that I'm in now. Thank you.
CSC Select Kara Gray.
Thank you, CMC. I would just like to thank all the speakers who joined us, all of those who put this together, and my Chiefs Mess at Presidential Food Service.
PSC Select Jan Grudzen.
Thank you, CMC. I would like to say thank you to the Enlisted Academy and all the great speakers that we had, as well as all the leaders, mentors I ever had, and sailors who privileged to work with.
FCC Select Kelly Hall.
Good morning, CMC. I just want to say thank you to the Enlisted Leadership Academy for setting this up for us. I also wanted to say thank you to my family, friends, and all the great mentors that I've had and the sailors that got me to this point. So thank you very much.
OSC Select Stephanie Hardy.
Good morning, CMC. I just wanted to give a huge thank you to the Enlisted Leadership Foundation for this opportunity to be able to pick the brains of Seaman Chiefs, Chiefs, and Master Chiefs, something that we don't get to see as first classes, so it's really awesome for us. All speakers for the last 2 days, and the CSG 15 Chiefs Mess, my God, and my family as well. Thank you very much.
And this may be a typo, but we have an OSC Select Stephanie Hare.
Yes, we do. I just wanted to say thank you for everyone that put this together for us. My family for helping me get here, and my mentor, Senior Chief Nugent, for kicking my butt all the way to this point, and then all my sailors that got me here as well.
CTTC Select Jordan Harpel.
I just wanted to say thank you to all the speakers and to the foundation for putting this on. It was an amazing opportunity. And I specifically wanted to call out my mentor, Master Chief Elisa Lavers, and my dad, retired Senior Chief Harpel. They gave me the foundation to get here in the first place. And then my family, my wife, thank you. All the sailors that helped build me up and let me work with you, thank you. And then the SRT2 Chiefs Mess, thank you for believing me all the time, in all the times and all the things that I've done. So thank you. And for all my brothers and sisters downrange, be safe, come home, and keep crushing it.
HNC Select Kristen Warta.
Good morning. Thank you for first of all my family. I couldn't be here without them. My wife, Heaven Sent, during this process. Also, all the mentors I had along the way. Just want a special shout out to Command Master Chief Lamar Bethel and Command Master Chief Jerry Cantorna. Without their guidance, I probably wouldn't even be selected. So very thankful for. They took me under their wing, even through my missteps. They stuck by me, and here I am, selected. And thank you all for the academy putting this together, and took a lot of things out of it. And hopefully, I could be a great asset to the Chiefs Mess. Thank you.
CSC Select Rosa Jimenez.
I would like to thank my family, the junior sailors, leadership, mentors, the foundation for providing this for us, and of course, my Chief Mess on the USS Chosen.
STG Select Vashti King.
Just want to say thank you to the Academy for this awesome training. Thank you to all the sailors who helped me get to this point. Special shout out to my mentor, Senior Chief Coach Matt. Thank you.
And I believe she's an NC, but the paperwork says BMC Select Brenda Lemus.
It's NCC Select. Now, I just wanted to say thank you to my commands, the Chiefs Mess on board the Rushmore, for allowing me to participate today. The founders for creating, this ELF Foundation for all of us to learn. The coordinators who took the time to put this together, and the CPO panel and the speakers. As a former LPO Academy facilitator, I know the hard work and everything that goes on behind putting this together. So thank you all for all the advice, guidance, the knowledge, and the wisdom that you guys provided to us today. And congratulations to all the chief selectees.
LSC Select Abdali Mohammed.
Good afternoon to you all. I just want to say a big thank you all for all those who made this these days possible. We have learned greatly from your knowledge, and we hope to carry it forward. Thank you very much.
MUC Select Vince Moody.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank my family, my mentors and sailors for helping me get to this point. And I also want to thank everyone who had a hand in this event. In this Zoom environment, quality content and quality discussion is so much more important when we can't be there face to face. And I have to say this event definitely exceeded to those expectations. So I thank everyone that had a hand in putting this event together. Thank you.
YNC Select Vanish Nair.
Thank you, Master Chief. I just want to say thank you to the Enlisted Leadership Foundation, especially for this opportunity of a lifetime that I know I will always remember for the rest of my life. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to speak to MCPONs and captains and Master Chiefs and Senior Chiefs and Chiefs alike. And I want to thank my family, all the sailors and mentors throughout the years, beginning with the USS Ashland, if you guys are watching, the USS Tortuga, NPTU Boston Spa, all the leaders that assisted me, especially on the Chiefs Mess on the USS Decatur, for molding me into the leader that I am today. With that being said, Class 127, congratulations to you guys. Anchor up, Navy Chief, Navy Pride, let's go, hoo-yah!
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 Booyah.
Booyah.
Oh man, I'm ready.
Yeah.
CTNC select Nicole Olez.
I just wanted to say thank you, everybody, for your invaluable mentorship and time. It is incredibly humbling. And I also want to thank my family and friends for my support, and a big shout out to Nyack Yokosuka Chiefs Mess for affording me this opportunity.
HMC select Robert Park.
Hello, good afternoon. So I just first wanted to thank my family. I wanted to thank my junior sailors, my mentors, the 1st Marine Division Chiefs Mess, and the 1 MEF Information Group Chiefs Mess. I also wanted to thank the Enlisted Leadership Foundation for putting this on and doing this for us, and thanking the Master Chief, Senior Chief speakers, Mick Pond Steves, Mick Pond West, CMC Hastings, thank you. And also, guys, this is our time to create our legacy. This is now our time. So let's make this a memorable time, and let's push it forward to the guys who are going to take over after us. Thank you.
MMC select Jackie Pays.
First and foremost, I want to thank my family and friends and all the sailors that got me where I'm at. Thank you to the committee who put this together. It was an awesome experience. To all the speakers, thank you for all your kind words of wisdom. And special shout out to the Mole Bay Chiefs Mess for giving us the opportunity to be here.
Gunny Sergeant Christopher Peterson.
Hoorah. Thank you to everyone for allowing a Marine to be a part of season. I want to thank the Enlisted Leadership Foundation and all the speakers for facilitating this event. I want to thank my family and the Chiefs Mess of IWITSE San Diego. Thank you for shaping our minds, bodies, and souls.
That's perfect. YNC select Eric Fonsteel.
Good morning, everybody. I'd like to, thank my family and friends for helping me get to where I am today. And I'd like to thank the USS Chosen Chiefs Mess for affording us this opportunity, and then the ELF Foundation there for providing us new chief selectees with a fountain of wisdom that we will have time to pour over here over the next few weeks before January 29th. We're almost there, guys. We'll keep powering through. Navy Chief, Navy Pride.
HMC select Tarika Sanders.
Day from Guam. I would like to thank my family, my sailors, vertically and horizontally, my leaders and mentorship past and present. Thank you to the ELF team and the speakers today for empowering us. Thank you to you all, and also good luck to you in your future endeavors, and the best of luck to you and your families, and wishing you all safety.
DCC select Stephen Taquero.
Good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank my family, my mentors, and sailors that have been there for me in my naval career, and for the speakers and the foundation that did the past 2 days. It was a great experience. And also my Chiefs Mess, the pre-com unit, both in Bath, Maine and San Diego, DDG 118, Daniel Inouye. Yeah.
Nice.
FCC select Krista Williams.
Good afternoon. I wanted to start off by thanking my family, every sailor that I've worked with, every mentor that I've had to this point that's gotten me here today. I would like to thank ATG San Diego, the Chiefs Mess, for giving me the opportunity to be here for this amazing experience. All of the guest speakers that have given us their guidance, their wisdom, their charges, taking the time out of their day to talk to all of us. Thank you. And then finally to the Enlisted Leadership Foundation for putting this on, especially during this year, these crazy times we're living in, but we still made it happen. So we all really appreciate you. Thank you.
MAC Select John Wilson.
Good evening, everyone from Rota, Spain. First off, I just want to thank the Enlisted Leadership Foundation for putting on this super awesome and unique time the last 2 days. Special shout out to David Deary, who was my first CMC and frocked me to third and second back in the day. Secondly, I want to give a shout out to the Mesron 2 mess. All of you have just been so instrumental to my success and to get me to this point. All my sailors, mentors, and leaders past and present, I thank you enough. And last but not all, I want to say thank you to my family, my wife, Megan, my kids, Maddie, Miles, and Remy. I'll be home soon. I love you guys. Navy Chief, Navy Pride.
YNC Select Christina Rohrbill.
Hello, thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I want to say a special thank you to the Enlisted Leadership Foundation. Thank you to my family, all the guest speakers who joined us, the sailors who got me here today, all the selectees online for your words of wisdom and being brave enough to even share your stories. Special shout out to Navy LSG and NCHB1 Chief Mess and Senior Chief Lockett and Chief Corley. Navy Chief, Navy Pride, hoo-yah.
Thank you. I, for one, think I can speak on behalf of all of the presenters, retired and still active duty, that our Chief's Mess is going to be in the best hands. I am so proud of you guys. You have brought so much. I've gained wisdom and knowledge from you, and you definitely recharged my batteries the last 2 days, and I am ready to get back at it. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much. CMC Smith.
Hey, thank you, Michelle. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, the 2021 virtual CPO Legacy Academy class 127. On the behalf of the Enlisted Leadership Foundation, thank you for attending and thank you for supporting the Leadership Development Enlisted Military. Thank you for all the guest speakers, MCPON, CPO panel, and everybody had a part in making this a successful event. From me to you, thank you. You know, we're live, so my phone is going off is ringing off the hook because I'm getting a lot of requests for us to sing Anchors Away, which we will not do. We're not going to do that, right? But we will do this on the fly. I'm going off script, right? So I need all the selectees to unmute your device. We're off script. Unmute your device.
Like these, let's get it this time.
And then this is not rehearsed to everybody that's watching. Everybody's watching us on Facebook. This is not rehearsed. Chief, we respond on the fly. So we're going to do this for everybody that's watching.
Got it on
Navy Chief.
Navy
Pride. Navy Chief.
Navy Pride.
Navy Chief.
Navy Pride.
All right, thank you. Thanks to everybody that watched us. Hey, please reach out to all the selectees offline and congratulate them. Our new future Chief Petty Officer. Have a nice Navy day. Thank you.